We are once again having way too many indie games and not enough time to review them. So we're going to be doing a double review of two very short but exceptionally sweet indie games, including Lunistice and A Space for the Unbound. We are starting things off with Lunistice. There's been a trend of indie developers making modern retro takes on classic 3D platforming design. And while there have been PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, and even a N64 game in the works, our title tonight kind of follows the Sega Saturn-esque design of some of the kind of early 32-bit and such platforming. We play as this fox here, who's exploring these massive worlds that apparently are virtual. There is a darker story about what is actually happening hidden underneath, but that may be saved for a future game or DLC, we don't know as of this time. In the meanwhile, we get to explore these massive environments doing all kinds of 3D platforming goodness in terms of movement tech. Our fox here can double jump. You have this attack that can also carry you a little bit further while you're in your air, and you're going to be searching these spaces for MacGuffins, items, and trying to get through the level with as high of a grade as you can. In terms of the platforming itself, I would put this on the, I would say moderate, maybe moderate to moderate advanced side. This is going to be nowhere near as frustrating as, say, a Super Meat Boy, but you're not going to be given as much of a movement tech or means to explore the space as some of the later 3D platformers would eventually let you. But all in all, Lunistice is a game that is just really solid 3D platforming. One thing I would highly suggest is that you can see the kind of ground indicator. That is not turned on by default, at least when we play the game. And I would highly recommend that the second you start playing, turn that bad boy on, because it will make the platforming a lot smoother for you. So with that said, this is again a fairly short game. I think we beat this in about 3 or so hours, give or take, and that was collecting all the hidden secrets, but not going for 100%. The game does feature additional characters that change up the movement tech in interesting ways. But if you're a fan of 3D platforming and looking for a really solid one that also shows off just how much you can really do in the space with solid mechanics and fundamentals, I highly recommend checking out Lunistice. But that's going to do it for this game. We're going to take a quick break, and we have one more short and sweet game to look at for our video. And if you're interested in my thoughts on design, then check out my game design books. For entry-level students, we have 20 essential games to study, and then the Game Design Deep Dive series that takes an extensive look at different genres, with more coming soon. We now turn to A Space for the Unbound. This is an adventure game set in Indonesia in the late 90s. We play as Atma, a boy in high school who, after some mysterious circumstances, can't seem to remember what is happening alongside his girlfriend, Rhea. And there are some strange things, possibly magical, and could potentially be depressing and sad, going on at the same time. But this is a kind of slice-of-life adventure game. Each chapter will have you exploring the town and the neighboring areas, looking for items, solving puzzles, and trying to complete Atma and Rhea's bucket lists that contain additional challenges. The environmental or the aesthetics are well done, and I'm going to try and keep things spoiler free for the most part, but I do want to show off some of the varieties of backgrounds and environments that happen in this game. You have one unique power with the ability to jump inside people's minds in order to solve problems and puzzles using the items that you find. And the game definitely goes to a lot of different directions, and it is one of those titles where it's kind of hard to tell where it's all going to lead by the end of it. If you're looking for a very puzzle-driven or very difficult adventure game, A Space for the Unbound is probably not going to be for you. This is definitely more storytelling first, and then the gameplay and puzzle solving second and third. But I found this to be a very charming game, and again, it's one I want to play more of just to see where it all goes by the end of it. But that is going to do it for this double review. Two games that may not be super long to play, but are both very great titles to check out. Thank you for watching. If you'd like me to play your game for a future piece, please reach out. Do the liking, subscribing, bell ringing, and all that. And be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and come back for daily discussions on game design here, and on Game Wisdom, where you examine the art and science of games.